Boy, you know what time it is.
Welcome to the Bromigos podcast.
Fuck her right in the pussy.
Welcome to the Bromigos podcast. What's good, y'all? I mean, another episode, another Thursday. Got a bunch of different topics. All right, let's get this straight. There's some dudes who are so insecure they're getting male BBLs. That's what we doing now. We trying to get taller. We putting metal rods in our body just to attract the ladies. Come on, man. Chef G and Sleepy Hollow clearly don't know how to stay off their damn phones because that's just ridiculous. Apparently they murdered somebody. We're gonna talk about that too. But everybody knows. Everybody knows. We got to talk about Ja Morant. Such a shame. It's a disappointment. It's a sad story. But it's another episode of the Bromigos podcast. It's your boy Daint Money. What's popping? What's good with y'all?
It's the Hoochieman holding it down as always.
And of course, the undercover brother. No Panama Red today, but we shout him out. I'm looking forward to this episode, man. There's been a lot of big stories that have dropped in the last 2 weeks since we did the last episode.
Indeed.
And let's start with this one that Mike put in the chat for us. Male BBLs is what we're basically calling it. But what it really is, it's just a fucking height surgery, man. That's all it is. We got motherfuckers below 6 foot spending almost $100,000, maybe more, to make themselves just a few inches taller. I got a lot of opinions on this, but I want to open it to the floor first before I do anything.
Well, at first, I heard about this like a while back. So like 11th grade for me, that was like 5-6 years ago, where they like break your legs. They break your legs and they stick some rod in there or something. And then you grow, it gives you like another 6 inches in height, which I guess if you're really that desperate for it, go for it. But I saw there was like a TikTok of it. Someone was doing like rehabilitation after the surgery. That is something I would never do because I thought about it. I was like, well, if I do this, I'd be like 6'4", 6'5", something like that. That'd be pretty cool. But then
how tall are you to start, Hunter? How tall are you to start?
5'10", 5'11" on a good day. So yeah, it gives you like another 6 inches. So I'd be like 6'4", 6'5", or somewhere around that range. But looking at the rehabilitation process, no, could never do that because you got to relearn to walk and do basic stuff again, which that's like a year or two, which I would, no, not worth it.
I mean, I'm 6'5", so.
Was that after your surgery?
Cap it ass.
Sounds like you already had it.
Shit.
I could never do that. Like, I really understand how could you be so insecure that you want to get a surgery like that? Like, I remember in high school when I saw that video, I think it was out in India where the dude got the surgery and they said, they got to break the legs and they put the rod in there, but there was a high chance of having like medical complications from it. I'm like, bro, I'm not that insecure about my body and I don't want to be 6 feet tall that damn bad taking some surgery like that because there's really hasn't been out long enough, I guess, for me to guarantee the fact that if I get it, I'll be fine.
See, the thing is, it's becoming a lot more popularized now, but at the same time, you're right. It has been, and Hunter is right, that it has been a thing for quite a few years. It's just, I think, popular in media has just now starting to catch on and realize, hey, guys are getting these surgeries to make themselves taller. Hold on, let me put up I want to put something on the screen before I say my piece about the whole thing. Because this difference is absolutely ridiculous.
I don't want this to discourage women from getting BBLs, though. We're not telling you to stop. We appreciate you.
I'm not a fan of BBLs. That's just me. I prefer natty ass. But if that's what they want to do,
damn, goddamn, just don't kill the vibe, man.
I'm not killing the vibe. I'm just saying, like, first of all, why would you kill your natural beauty by just ruining your ass? You could fucking fix that shit in the gym a little bit.
Well, where's the scars on it? Because there's got to be some sort of scars on the legs.
I can't see it from these photos, but so this is one particular guy that got the surgery, and you can see he's shorter than the actual doctor, and now he's probably like 3 or 4 inches taller, roughly, just based on this photo. I don't know how tall this doctor is, and it seems like a lot of these photos, a lot of the doctors are taller than the patients, and this is like the size comparison that they're using for it. I mean, this is wild, dude. Like, this is easily like 3 inches taller than he was. It's like, why would you want to go through that?
I think it's. I think he became 5. I think he went from 5'5" to 6 foot, something like that. After Pro, he's 6 foot.
That's wild. But so here's what I think about the subject. Here's what I think about it. I blame the dating scene for this being a little bit more popular. And before anybody goes in on me, let me explain. All I see on dating apps, at least a lot, it's been a lot more prevalent now, are women that are like, 5'2", 5'3", things of that nature. And they're always putting, if you're not 6 foot, swipe left or whatever the fuck. So part of this is I blame these super yeah, you're taking that to heart because you're just a little under that, but I know, man.
Hey,
I
whoa.
Did I blow your spot up like that?
Crazy. That's crazy. Nah, you have to do all that, dog. Relax.
Listen.
Relax.
The reaction you were given, it was a little sus, just saying. But allow me to finish my point. It's this superficialness that is coming along with this attitude towards shorter guys, that women who are way shorter than the average guy, because the average guy is like 5'8"-ish, something along those lines. And these bitches that are like 5'2", 5'3" are like, oh, I want a guy that's 6 foot. And I'm like, what are you gonna do? Like, why? And I have a theory, and someone can tell me if I'm wrong on this. I have a theory that it's like a fetish or a size kink of sorts. The idea of a girl having a taller guy to get tossed around a little bit, if you catch my drift.
That's literally it. I mean, let's be real here, y'all. Let's be real here. If you have a height preference, a lot of times it's probably a sexual preference too. Let me explain. Okay. Listen, I know a lot of dudes that like taller women, right? I'm like, yo, man, why you like tall girls? Like, yo, I like to climb trees. I'm like, all right, bet. I understand that,
We were all monkeys at one point.
I get that. I know. Trust me. I know. Now, when, you talk about women, right? You ask girls like, oh, why can't, I like, why can't you date a dude shorter than 6 feet tall? Oh, I don't know. I want to look him in the face, when I wear high heels. I don't want to have to look down on my man. I'm like, come on. Being real. See, girls get those fake answers. I don't believe that. But you know what I do believe? If you ask a dude, hey, man, why you like short girls? They're not going to be like, oh, man, I really like, when I can rest my arm on their shoulder like an armrest. You know what we thinking? Toss her around. Yeah.
Pick her up like the scene on porn.
Yeah,
that's why.
Just flip her around and shit. Come on, man, do a somersaults and shit. Come on. We know, y'all know.
You're talking about sex or talking about the Olympics and doing like?
Is there a difference? Is there a difference?
It could be both. It could be both. Depending on the height, it could be both.
So here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, because in my friend group, I'm like one of the shorter guys, so I get climbed a lot. I'm 5'8", right? So, but I don't really give a shit because I'm comfortable in who I am and my height to not really give a fuck. Like I've went on a date with a girl that was like 5'11" once. At my height is like ridiculous. I'm like, shit. Like you said, I like to climb trees. Let's see what it's like. And man. And I could all these guys, all my buddies clown me. It's like, oh, Matt, you're all short. You're like a midget, all blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, but a lot of my friends are obese, kind of ugly. And this is not just me being an asshole or arrogant, but a lot of them it's kind of true. It's kind of true.
Yo, you boys listen to this?
I don't think so.
Wow. I feel you though. I feel you though.
But here's the thing. But it's just like, when you're already comfortable in who you are, and you're arguably one of the better looking guys in the group, it doesn't really bother you all that much. It's just like I'm not obese or I'm not fucking hideous. So
all right, pimping.
I'm pimping, man. I'm good. I'm chilling. If only that could apply to my dating life, that'd be great. But you know. But here's a message to my fellow kings, man. My fellow short kings. Don't worry about it. Don't spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on a fucking surgery that you really don't need.
Do we even know how much the surgery is? And then like the rehabilitation afterwards.
I see one number that I saw was the surgery was $75,000 for a 4-hour operation.
Nope.
And then on top of that, between all the rehab you have to do, all the checkups you have to do after the fact, that's why I got the number of upwards of about $100,000, because that's what it's probably going to end up being, is $100,000 that you're looking at to pay for a fucking couple inches, add a couple inches to you, man. Now, what you really should be doing is adding a couple more inches to the other thing that really matters on your body. But that's neither here nor there.
Jesus.
Before we get into like this next segment, me and Matt had talked about this prior. Listen, people.
This is wild, man. Stay
off the media. This whole next part of the podcast, y'all gonna understand what we're saying. But please stay off the media, man. We gotta talk about everything online. We gotta talk about everything in text. You know, keep it pushing. All right. So this article I came across, I heard a couple days ago and saw the video of Chef G being taken out of the precinct. He had been arrested as part of a gang murder conspiracy case. I was like, damn, Chef G, that's my dog. All my life. Man, I fucking love that song. But anyways, as I'm scrolling through my Instagram timeline today, I come across an article, and this article was written by Precious G. All right, we want to give a shout out to who wrote the article. We gotta give love to the author. And she's a blogger, and she writes for Baller Alert. Baller Alert is a very reliable source on Instagram. I do like Baller Alert. They don't put no bullshit out there.
More reliable than Daily Loud?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At this point, yeah.
Definitely. So here is the article that was written. Okay. New York rapper Chef G allegedly threw a lavish dinner party after a successful hit was carried out. Popular Jill rapper Chef G has found himself in hot water as a part of a New York City gang bust. On Tuesday, the Brooklyn artist was charged among 32 other suspected gang members, all accused of belonging to the 8 Trey Crips and 9 Ways gang. Authorities believe the two crews teamed up to establish power against across gang territories, according to the 140 count indictment. The group was responsible for dozens of shootings and at least one murder. Brooklyn District Attorney Eric Gonzalez believes Chef G and fellow rapper Sleepy Hollow were the big ballers who paid for a lavish dinner at a Manhattan steakhouse to celebrate a 2020 shooting in Prospect Lefter's Gardens. I think that was like one of the apartment complexes or whatever where it happened. It left 23-year-old Theodore Sr. dead and five others injured. NYPD Deputy Chief Jason Savino revealed that Chef and Hollow wore matching outfits at the celebratory dinner and gifted the one guest of honor with a custom gold necklace with the victim's nickname engraved. Now, it goes on to say that there was, connection with Chef G or Sleepy Hollow's sister, I believe, and they talked about it over text prior to the shooting, and then a couple hours later, the shooting happened. But what? Like, it's one thing to kill somebody, but to be so fucking stupid, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is fucking stupid. To be so fucking stupid. Whether they gave it to the right person who killed him or whatever, to gift somebody a piece of jewelry with the person who was killed's name on the back of it. Like, bro, there's no getting out of this.
So when you were first telling me this story, Dante, the first thing I thought of was, this is Jesse Smollett all over again, man. This is like worse than that, but it's up there. It's up there for probably one of the worst
ridiculous
fucking things. And because if you look back at the Jesse Smollett case, the man he paid those two motherfuckers with a check. You know what a check goes directly to? Your bank account. You know what's on your bank account? Your fucking name, your address, everything. You dumb fuck.
Never heard of bank statements, my boy? Come on now.
Exactly. So this is like that times 10 of stupidity, in my honest opinion. And the fact that they were doing first of all, man, not that I condone murder, but nobody knows how to fucking kill a guy anymore. You don't go and parade that shit.
Yo, Hunter, he said this earlier, and I was so surprised he said that shit. I don't know where. Listen, people. I don't know where he came up with that one. Okay, I got.
I mean, that's why they're going to school. That's why they're going to schools now and shooting him.
I watch him.
Has more targets, so it makes sense. I mean, you got a valid point.
We're gonna get kicked off of YouTube.
They're kids.
What
they're
the
kids.
Fuck?
What are they gonna do?
I'm not condoning it.
Shit.
I'm not condoning it either.
Yo, YouTube's gonna fucking kick us the fuck off their platform. But no, so I watch a lot of mob movies, man, and I know it's all scripted and stuff. It's movies, but like that's kind of how the mob operated. They fucking hid everything. They hid everything they did as best they could until someone fucking was dumb enough to rat them out.
I mean, I wouldn't even say that because
at least that's the appeal of it.
I mean, not really. Ever since the mob started, right back in the early 1900s, really when the feds really started to get in there is once they started putting probes in the restaurants and they started recording shit through cars. Like they had to literally infiltrate. Like they kept everything on the low because they owned so much. They had control over everything. But the one thing the mob always talked about was don't talk on the phones. Like we don't talk on the phones. Never talk on the phones. But along the way, that's the one difference between the mob and black gangs. You know what I'm saying? That's the one difference. It's one difference. Some of these dudes just don't know how to stop the texting,
Don't go on IG Live.
Handle that shit in person. Don't go on IG Live. You know what I'm saying? Don't be in the whip on IG Live and whip out the.
We'll get to
that. let me slow down. Let me relax.
Don't get ahead of yourself there, buddy.
But yeah. Come on now. Everything doesn't have to be talked about over the phone. I understand it's an easier form of communication, but whatever happened to handling shit in person? To just talk about shit. Or on top of that, whatever happened to shut the fuck up? Because I know one thing. If I was going to murder somebody, I damn sure wouldn't tell anybody. It damn sure wouldn't be a relative. I most definitely wouldn't text them. Honestly, I probably wouldn't tell anybody.
You also wouldn't throw a lavish dinner at a steakhouse.
Yeah.
Probably a well-known steakhouse because there's quite a few of them in New York. So everybody's going to fucking know where you are. So if the fucking group that wants to retaliate
and if it was
wants
2020,
to go there, and it was 2020, exactly. If the group that was it before COVID or during COVID? Do you know the date of the murder?
Didn't give a month, but
okay. So sometime in 2020, this shit takes place, and the gang, if they were smart, could have retaliated and went to the steakhouse and took a couple bodies with them. This is what I said, man. This is why I'm saying people don't know how to fucking do the business anymore. They don't know how to do that shit right. Not saying that I condone it. I don't condone it. I really don't. But there's levels to this. There are levels to doing this kind of shit, I think Dante's frozen over here.
No, he's pimping. He's chilling.
No, he's frozen. My man's is frozen. What do you think about this, Hunter? Because honestly, you can't be. You got to think it's probably just as stupid, right?
It's stupid, yeah. Because it's not related, but I just think back to how PNB died. He posted himself at a place in chicken and waffles, and like 10, 15 minutes later, the ops came up and they shot him, killed him.
That's right. I completely forgot. It's almost the exact. There goes Dante. It's almost the exact same fucking thing of what happened to PNB Rock. because you're right. He went to IG Live or whatever the fuck.
Oh, he
And
put it on
wasn't
his
he?
Instagram
Wasn't he not
story.
supposed to be there anyway? Like, where's PNB Rock from? I forgot where he's from. Is he
Well,
from LA or no?
No, he's from Philly.
Okay, so he's from Philly. So he's going to the West Coast, where there's probably going to be ops against him, or people that are his boys have ops, and therefore he's guilty by association. If they wanted to catch a body, they could, and they did. And PNB Rock is no longer with us after
they
last
did whatever
year.
they could. They did whatever they could to get it, and he posted that on his Instagram story. His ops saw it, and then 20 minutes later, they came up, shot him, killed him. It's literally the same thing. Yeah, so don't be going on that stupid stuff. And I also think to the Drewski video where he's doing that comedic thing as an undercover cop, where he's like, undercover cops be trying to make it so obvious, or he's just like, don't want to. Oh, 12 out there. 12 out there. Like that make it so obvious.
And Dante made a good point about the mob though too when he was here. How they basically because they had plans. They fucking what was it? What's that one movie? I forgot the one movie where they are infiltrating. There he is. They have like people infiltrating the mob and shit.
It's allergy season.
It's tough out here.
Bad.
It's tough out here. But no. So anything else you'd like to add on to that, Dante? Now that you're back.
No.
Just straight up, no. God bless.
No,
yeah,
no, not at all. I'll tell you what I do want to add. You know what I do want to talk about. It's a damn shame that I'm gonna play like both sides on this because we got a lot of time and we all got a lot to say. We all got a lot to say about this.
I don't think you could really play both sides of this, but I'd like to see how you can.
Of course you can. You can always
I like to see how you
sides.
can, by all means.
You can always see both sides of the situation. All right. I'll play Ja's side first. First of all, Ja, I'm sure he's going through something. Clearly he's going through something. Okay.
Speaking of people ratting themselves out on IG.
Didn't we have something else to do? We had like 4 things to talk about, and John was the last one. We only did.
No, we're good. We're good. Just move. We can move on.
This is the topic of the century right here. Topic of the century. Anyways,
my brain scrambled.
So, right. Ja's clearly going through something. I don't know what it is, but mentally he's clearly not in the space where he's making the right decisions. Okay. I can understand that. That's it. Now, on to the other side. Listen, bro. Listen, man. There are multiple ways you can look at this Ja Morant situation. One, he has friends, he has people around him that are enabling his behavior, but they are also putting him in such a bad spot every single time. If I'm Ja's boy, first of all, I'm not pulling out my phone. I'm going to be in IG Live with a gun in the car in the first place. But on top of that, like, what kind of people does Ja really have around him? You pulling up on some teenager at a finish line because your mom got upset about an incident that happened at the store, and you pull up damn near 10 deep, and one of them has a gun? For what, man? And then you got this whole situation with him in the car picking up the gun for no reason. Bro. If the IG Live, and I know a lot of people are blaming the dude who had the IG Live out. Yeah, I blame him too, bro. Why you got the IG Live out in the first place? We'll get to that later. But Ja, your boy is on live. Why would you pick the gun up? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make any sense. But then if you think about the dude who was on IG, and then I think about his friends when they be at the club, and then I think about the friends that he had when he was at the finish line. The people that are around him are not only enabling him in the things that he's doing, but they're also terrible influences. Because I know one thing. If my boy had millions, I'm doing everything to protect him and the millions that he's making. Because that's my duty as his friend. I'm supposed to be on his side. I'm supposed to make sure he gets to where he's supposed to be. I'm not going to do things that are going to be detrimental to his career. Like, Ja represents a brand, his own. He represents a company, Nike. He represents an organization, the Grizzlies. He represents a league, the NBA.
He also has
He also represents
endorsements.
his family. Represents his family. Like, this dude is the source of generational wealth for an entire family tree. Like, bro, your whole family changes because of something stupid like this. It can all go away. Nike already took his shoes offline.
Didn't
That happened a
Powerade
couple
pull
hours
their sponsorship with him, or is that a
What?
different? Did Power? Because I know he had a deal with Powerade. Did they also pull his stuff too?
I don't know
They've
about
dropped
that.
him, or I
I
heard
don't know about
because I
that.
was listening to a couple people, and one of them, one of the things that was said on Shannon Sharp said this on Undisputed, how I think he already lost a $30 million sponsorship endorsement deal, one of the two. I didn't know if that was a Nike or not, or
I
if
think
that
it
was
was
the
Nike.
It was Nike. Okay,
I think it was. I'm not 100%.
I thought it was Powerade because I thought that's what the contract was, but I'm wrong. Probably.
I think one of the biggest things people got to look at, it's like Ja has an obligation to himself to uphold a certain stature. When you make that much money, yes, you're going to be treated differently. You're going to be looked at differently. You're going to be expected to act differently. You make hundreds of millions of dollars, man. You can't do the same thing us regular people do. If I was out swinging a gun or whatever, you know what happened to me? I probably would have gone to jail.
Or
We hire
worse.
him, or worse, something else could have happened. You know what I'm saying? But for him, he's a star athlete, so he'll get away with it legally. But what about the image he's portraying to everybody that looks up to him? Charles Barkley might have said he's not a role model, but athletes are still people of interest for kids. He has a daughter. He has a sister that's playing high school basketball that looks up to him as an example. Not only financial prosperity, but just as a person. Like, yo, damn, look where he's at. I'm trying to get there. All these people got their eyes on Ja. He's doing this. I don't know, man. I don't know. I would love to hear what y'all have to say about this one.
Hunter, you want to go next?
Oh, I saw what Kwame Brown said about it. I put that in the group chat too. Yeah, he's just not making the right decisions. I mean, that's the thing I think about too. Like his daughter, because like she's so young, and there's so much there. Like not only with her, but like the family around him and her. I just don't understand. If you have a kid, prioritize your kid, okay? Don't be doing it's a parade in Saba City on Instagram Live, throwing up the guns and stuff. No, you can't be doing that. Not when you have a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old. You gotta prioritize that. Okay, put your interests aside and put bread where it's most important. Could be money, bread, or actual bread. Put food on the table for your kid. Prioritize your kid before anything else. Before doing the parade in Saba City, yeah. Don't be doing that.
So, in my opinion, I like to start this off with a line from 8 Mile. Because there ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. And that's exactly what Ja Morant is essentially portraying himself to be. A man from more or less a middle-class family, grew up in the burbs. And now he's trying to be something he's not.
That part.
He's trying to make it out the NBA.
Yeah, exactly. So as I continue on, I was listening to some individuals. Skip and Shannon was one of them, even though I don't like Skip, but I always like their opinions on topics such as this. There are 6 instances listed that Skip and Shannon talk about that involve Ja Morant in some sort of, what's the word I'm looking for?
Controversy. Yep.
Yes, thank you. 4 of those 6 instances involve a firearm in some way, shape, and form. Now, Dante shared with us a video. What was the individual's name?
Jason Whitlock.
Jason Whitlock. So you shared us a video, and we'll get to that video in a second. And in that video, there is a ESPN interview that with Ja Morant when he first got suspended from the league back in March, and how the guy, I forgot who it was, but he was prominent on ESPN. He asked him, whose gun is that? And then Ja Morant goes on this long-winded answer of, oh, I don't condone stuff like that. blah, blah, blah. I don't condone violence. I would never put someone in harm's way.
I feel
And
like
then
it was Richard Jefferson who interviewed him.
maybe
I
it
think.
might be. But at the end of that clip, which it could have been edited too, so we don't know, he says, it's not my gun. But now there's a few other instances where a gun's involved. So either his boys are giving him guns, or he's just straight up lying that he doesn't own the firearm.
Well, he's already lying by saying, "Oh, I don't condone that stuff.
Exactly.
I don't do that."
Now, there's another instance that Skip made a point about, and when he went to Florida to do that therapy session, or whatever rehab it was,
Yeah.
a lot of rehab sessions don't take less than 2 weeks to finish. Because if you remember, so he was there for like a week and a half, maybe, and then he's back on the court. I am of the opinion, and not that I am of the opinion that there's a possibility that Ja Morant never really went to Florida in the first place, because most people or most facilities would not allow him to leave that soon, because every rehab is like 3 to 4 to like 8 months, depending on how severe the case. They won't let him leave. They won't let him leave under those circumstances. They'd have to be fucking stupid, or they had to have been paid a lot of money just to let him leave.
Is there any record of him actually checking into the facility?
I don't even know what facility he went to. That's how quick it was. I don't even think it was ever reported what facility he went to, probably for personal and private reasons, but still.
I mean, you bring up a really interesting point, and you talk about the fact that Ja let me put it this way. Ja has an obligation to himself to uphold. We know that. But there's only one thing that can stop Ja. You mentioned other podcasts and other, media sources that talk about the situation. And I listen to Gilbert Arenas all the time. I like hearing what he has to say, because sometimes he brings us a very interesting point. He has very interesting views. Some of them are kind of extreme, but he made a good point. He's like, the only person that could stop Ja Morant, who could really teach him a lesson, is his bank account. And it's true.
He's on the verge of losing so much money.
Whether he likes it or not, I don't really care how people's emotions are in this whole situation. Oh man, y'all just want to see a black man. Y'all don't want to see a black man succeed. Like, nah, it's not like that, man. It's really not like that. It's not like that at all. It's the fact that when you're an athlete, you make all this money, man. You make all this bread. Some dudes start to act different. Some dudes start to act different. Some dudes start to bring out guns, acting harder than they actually are. And if anybody could speak on that, Gilbert Arenas can, if you know his history. So his point of you gotta attack the bank account is true. Because before Ja was getting all this money, he wasn't acting like this at Murray State. I know he wasn't acting like this at that private school he went to. And I know he wasn't doing it at home. So if you want to attack the bank account, because it's the money it's also enabling this behavior. Because when you're rich, when you're making millions, you feel free. You can do whatever the hell you want to do, man. You ain't got to worry about this person, that person. You ain't got to worry about affording anything. You can do whatever the hell you want. Money is power. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do. Do whatever you want to do. But like, the fact that he went on national television, apologized, said that he was going to show the world the real him, the real Ja. We're going to see the real Ja, right? That's what he said. He said, we were going to see the real Ja. You've been in multiple incidences with guns, with a gang. Do I think Ja's a bad dude? Hell no. He's a tremendous talent, which is why so many guys like Stephen A. Smith are being so hard on him. It hurts for us to see a young black dude, successful black man like this, in a spot like this. Because he's just going to get ridiculed just based off that. But we also want to see him win. Everyone wants to see Ja succeed. But dude, you're doing things that are detrimental to your career. Whether you like it or not, these companies are not going to be associated with someone who's a wannabe thug. You're not a thug, Ja. You went to Cranbrook. That's a
That's a
private,
private
school.
school.
Come on, man.
So Shannon made a good point too, because it's like he starts at the bottom more or less, right? Not saying he's hood, because obviously, given his history, he's not hood. But he starts at the bottom, then he finds himself up top here, right? Now he's like looking at the bottom, he's like, damn, I won't be back down there again. Why? Why? You already made it to the highest you could possibly be, if not, and you could probably get even higher if you start fucking around, and if you stop fucking around, I should say, and win championships. You know? Because let's be honest, a couple of years, maybe Ja Morant could be a champion if he unfucks his behavior. But he's still looking at like down below and the people that are on that, lower level than him. And he's like, man, I want to be like them. Now, I know as a white guy, it sounds like I'm fucking shitting on him saying this, but it's like, it's the truth.
And for anybody that says, oh, Ja's not breaking the law, has nothing to do with the law. If it had something to do with the law, we'd be talking about police reports and everything else and indictments. We're not talking about that.
But there is a point.
The fact that this is an athlete. This is an athlete that represents a brand and a league. They have an image to uphold. That's what it's about. And whether you like it or not, that comes with the territory of being a professional athlete. It's not just you. Because now this affects the entire organization. Listen, everybody fucks up. Everybody makes mistakes, okay? Ja's young. He can learn from this. He can grow from this. And things will be fine. It's not going to define him. But this is the price you pay, man, when, something like this happens. It's not just affecting Ja. I guarantee something like this is going to affect ticket sales next year for the organization. It's going to affect sponsorships moving forward. It's already affecting his sponsorships. You know what I'm saying? You got stores having to take his sneakers off the shelves at some point. It's probably going to happen. Like there's a lot that plays into this. So yeah, the backlash that's coming down on him, it's justified. It's justified. Now he ain't no thug. That's one thing I don't want to start hearing. That's people start saying he's a thug. He's not a thug. He's a wannabe thug. He's acting like it. But he's not a thug. We want to see him succeed. But my nigga, stop the bullshit. Stop the bullshit. Damn shame.
Can I just point out an argument that's being made that I think is completely asinine? Is the whole Second Amendment right to own a gun argument? Because I've seen that pop up on multiple accounts on social media. How he has a right to own a gun. Like, yes, he does have the right to own a gun. However, it's against NBA policy to have the gun on NBA premises. And it seems as though he's done that quite a few times already. Not to mention flashing it on IG Live where he's already been in trouble for something like that already. It's not the fact of whether or not he owns the gun. I don't give a fuck if Ja Morant owns a gun. I know a lot of professional athletes and musicians own guns for their own safety. But
they don't brandish it out live for everyone to see.
And again, Shannon Sharp made another good point on that Undisputed segment. The people with guns are smart enough to tell you that they don't have guns because they'll just pull it out. They'll just pull it out and then shit hits the fan for you. And then you either beg for mercy or you go bye-bye. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Thanks. I'm sorry to be so callous about it, but it's the truth. A real motherfucker, a smart motherfucker will not tell you that he has a gun.
And I didn't make this point earlier, but where's T Morant at? Like this is just one of those moments, man. Just where dad's got to step in. Like who else is gonna save him? Like clearly the organization that's paying him millions of dollars ain't working. Clearly Nike ain't working. Clearly the league, clearly the fans, the media, like everybody's telling you, like, yo, dog, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like this is the moment for his dad to step in and be like, yo, son, we gotta have a heart to heart. Because this affects him too. Let's not forget. T. Morant got a mansion right next to Ja. My boy, walk down that 3-mile driveway, go next door. Oh shit, walk across the grass. I know you pay someone to do it. Walk across the grass to go to your son's house and have a heart-to-heart conversation with him, man. And the one thing I would tell him is that, like, yo, just think of your daughter. You do not want your daughter to grow up and become of age, and then you're known as like this thug, want to be like, we don't want to be. Then you also don't want to get caught up in something with a gun and something actually happens and you become liable. Because there are a lot of bad things that happen when guns are involved. Nothing good comes out of a situation with a gun. Nothing good. Nothing good. We all know that. You know what they say, man. The one in front of the gun lives forever. So it's gotta be smart, man. Ja's gotta be smart, but his dad's got to step in. His dad has to step in. I mean, he's only 23. Maybe give him a spanking. I don't know.
What?
Nothing will make a
His
man.
ass. Whoop his ass. T. Whoop his ass.
Nothing will
You
make
get
a man.
canceled for that now.
Yeah, exactly. He'll get canceled for that. But nothing will make a man snap out of whatever bullshit they're in more than their father saying, "Son, I'm disappointed in you."
Facts.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
Facts.
I don't know if you want to get into more of that Jason Whitlock video because he makes a lot of points that are reasonable at first, but become asinine later on.
Let me tell you something about Jason Whitlock, man. Jason Whitlock isn't on TV or any big time network because of him. He puts all the blame on the narratives and everything that that the companies want to push. Yeah, it's very true that companies push now. We all know this is nothing new. Everybody pushes narratives. Everyone pushes narratives, but you're the one who has to put the story out there. And the way in which you convey it is on you. So whenever he talks about people like Stephen A. Smith and has people on there like Royce White calling Stephen A. coon, disrespecting black culture by blaming hip hop music in the Tupac era on why black kids act the way they do, saying it was a reason as to why Ja Morant does the things that he does now, comparing him to Tupac, saying he's a wannabe thug, essentially saying that hip hop ruined the black community. I hate when black people say that. It's so disrespectful. It's so disrespectful. Saying that the Tupac era of music is the reason why we have guys like AI. What do you mean by that? What do you call AI? What do you call AI? Because said he was a drunk,
degenerate gambler, and like one or two other things.
A, what the hell does that have to do with Ja Morant? B, what the hell does that have to do with hip hop music or Tupac? Nothing. When black people try to use hip hop music against other black people, I think that shit is disgusting behavior. Disgusting behavior. Straight up. Straight up. I don't know how you, because I'm mad. I know how you feel about hip hop music. That's why I told you that part. Because when I saw that, I was like, damn.
Like I said, I mean, I understand the setups he has in the first half of his video makes sense, and then he just completely just loses all of the points he's trying to make by it's like a bashing of like everything from AI to Tupac to eventually Ja. And I guess he was trying to, I think it was a bit of a reach saying like, AI and Ja are similar because of what's going on, because of hip hop. I don't know, man. That second half of the video really rubbed me the wrong way about that whole situation, to be honest.
You can't claim you're in support of the cult of black people, but then shit on the culture. Can't go both ways. And it came from such a place of ignorance, because if anybody understood thug life, they know it really didn't have anything to do with guns and gang violence. Everybody knows that. And if anyone really listened to rap music, they were usually stories of the realities of these artists who were spitting those rhymes. So is it the rapper's fault or is it the situation that came from? You know, it's the environment by which gives them the ability to produce this music. They're not enabling anybody. Just because you talk about gang violence in your music doesn't mean that the gang violence going outside is the rapper's fault. That shit was going on regardless. People need to get real and stop being stupid. Because people getting real stupid these days. Just saying shit, just
Like Chef C and Sleepy
pulling
Hollow.
shit out their ass.
Like
Oh,
they're
shit,
getting
really loud.
stupid.
You know, we got a bunch of Marjorie Taylor Greens out here, man.
Oh man, don't even get me started with that
Incompetent,
whore.
stupid ass, dumb motherfuckers. That's all we got. That's
I
all we
hate
got.
her.
Dumb
I,
bitch.
we don't have to go into this again because we've talked about her so much on this show.
She's just a
I
dumb
hate
bitch.
talking about her. She's dumb.
She's a stupid
And-
bitch.
Yeah, when the blooper reel comes out, I need Mike to put that. Yeah, him calling her a dumb bitch. That made me laugh.
She is
Well,
a
when-
dumb bitch.
When the blooper reel does come out, we will be sure to put that in there. But I think it's time to wrap this show up, gentlemen. I think it's a pretty good episode.
Amen.
So-
I wish John nothing but the best though. I truly do. Come on, man.
Here's the thing, man. We really do, but we just want him to just stop being a dumb fuck, dude. Stop being a dumb fuck.
Don't
Please.
be like the bimbo named Majorie. Okay.
Exactly.
Don't
Don't
be like
ever
her.
be like her. Don't ever be like her, Ja. Please. Anyhow, thank you for checking out episode 39 of the Bromigos podcast. Follow us on your favorite podcasting platforms, including Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeart, Good Pods, so many more. Search up the Bromigos podcast and leave us a rating, specifically on Spotify. Spotify allows you to give a more detailed ratings now, finally. So if
I
that's
did
your
see that
platform,
feature. That's tough.
that is a
That's
good feature.
tough.
That is a good feature. So support your boys on Spotify, Twitter, Bromigos Pod, Instagram, and Facebook, The Bromigos Pod, TikTok, The Bromigos Podcast. Special thank you to Full Swap Radio for syndicating our show every Sunday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. So if you want to hear us there, adjust that to your own time zone. Daint, you know what to do. Tell them about the YouTube.
Hey man, let me tell y'all something. Before I got on here, Matt told me how good my beard looks, and he's fucking right. You see this sexy ass beard on YouTube, all full and shit. Better hop on YouTube, better hit that red button and subscribe, because we need the help. We need the money. Give us the bread. You know what we're gonna do when we get our bread? We ain't gonna get no guns. We're gonna get some whips, get some cars. All right, we're gonna get some mansions, get some houses, some real estate. We're gonna build that generational wealth, baby.
Exactly.
Come on, man. Subscribe to the YouTube. We need it. We love you. Appreciate you.
And of course, shout out to our bromigo, Mike, who's not here today. I'm sure he would have loved to have been a part of this Ja Morant conversation. But
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that
Mike got
being
the bubble guts.
yeah, I wasn't going to put his business out there, but since you did.
Oh no.
That's it, y'all. We outie. Peace.
Peace.
You've been listening to the Bromigos podcast.
Fuck you, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Avita! That's okay! She'll be back. Another quaalude? She'll love me in the morning.